Hi guys, welcome to INDD tutorials. In this video I will show you how to use the data merge function by creating ID cards. Let's create a new file by clicking on File, New, Document, Command N on Mac or Control N on Windows. In this pop-up, we can set up a lot of important things. This document will be printed out, so select the print from intent and untick the facing pages. Set the page width to 85mm and the height to 55mm. This will create a landscape document. Because we have the preview box ticked, we can see our modifications in the background. Now set up our margins. This icon could link all 4 values together if it's ticked. As you can see, if it's unticked you can set up the 4 values separately. Add 3mm to the top margin and click on the link together icon. This will set all 4 values to the same. Set the bleeds to 3mm. To avoid of any bleed errors, always set at least 3mm if you're using a background. Once the bleed has set up successfully, you can see a thin red line around your artboard. If everything's fine, click OK. Previously I have prepared my own workspace and saved as INDD tutorials. The most important is the Pages panel. On this panel, we can see our actual artboard at the bottom, and the top we can find the master pages. What is the master page? Let me show you. Create a new page by clicking on this icon, then select your first page. Now insert an image to the background. To insert an image, press Command D on Mac, Control D on Windows. You can place an image by double clicking on your artboard, or by drawing a rectangle. To create custom rectangle, hold down your Shift key while drawing. As you can see, previously our image has set up to a landscape view, which doesn't matter. Can you see these concentrical circles? If you click on this, another box will appear. Now you can edit your selected image, resize, rotate, or whatever you want. To exit from editing, just click anywhere outside of this box. Do not afraid, you can get back anytime when clicking on these circles or double clicking on the image's placeholder box. Select the middle point for our reference point. To rotate our image easily, click on the rotate 90 degrees anti-clockwise. By dragging your corner anchor point with holding the Shift key, you can resize your image proportionally. There is an easier way to fit your image to the placeholder box. Right click on your mouse, then select Fitting and fit content to frame, or press Alt, Shift, Command E. Now we have created a background on our first page. As you can see, our second page is still empty. If we move this image to our master page, just right click, cut, then select our A master, and right click, paste, or paste in place. Since the A master is already applied to all of our pages, after pasting our background we can see this image on all pages. But now, if you want to edit your background, you can edit it on the master page. For example, set the opacity to 70%. See? This modification has applied on page 2 as well. Now remove our second page, then go back to the A master. Now we can see a small color difference on the edge, and the image quality looks too low. Don't be afraid, it's all fine. Just click on View, and change the display performance to high quality. See? No need to worry. Now set it back to fast display. Now switch our screen mode. Go to View, Screen Mode, Preview. As we can see, a bit of our image disappeared, which was our bleed. To switch back, go back to the Screen Mode menu and select Normal. You can also switch between a lot of view modes, for example, Bleed, Slug, or Presentation. There is a quicker way to switch between the screen modes. Simply press the W. Try it a few times. Now select our first page by double click on it. Select the rectangle frame tool. And by holding down the Shift key, Draw a rectangle and position it to the vertical center. Thanks to the Smart Guide function, we can easily move this box, because once we reach the middle of the artboard, or another object's edge, or whatever, or thin line will appear to mark the necessary positions. If it's annoying, you can switch this function off. Select the View menu, Grids and Guides, Smart Guides, or press Command U on Mac or Control U on Windows. See? No thin lines appearing now. Because this function is very helpful, I love to use it, so I will turn this back on with the shortcut. Now position this rectangle to the vertical center and to the top margin. This object will be our ID card's photo placeholder. Now choose the Type tool from the menu on the left. Draw a rectangle inside our margin from the bottom left-hand corner. After releasing the mouse button, a blinking cursor will appear in this text box. Set the paragraph alignment to the center on the paragraph panel. Type in any name you want. You don't need the final name now. Let's enter Sample Samuel and hit enter. Now enter the title for this person. I will use Sam's job title. Press enter again to go to the next line. Add in a custom email address. Now it will be sample.sam@yourdomain.com. As we can see, it has broken into 2 lines, which doesn't matter now. Let's add the cell phone details into the next line. So, type cell number, hit enter, then enter the number 0123-456-7890. The groups has separated with simple white spaces. Finally, type in the address. For example, address, add in another line break, and type Sampleton, Demo Street 1. We have now finished our own template, so quickly check it, then we can format it. In one of my video I show you how to create your own database easily. You can download my template file if necessary. Let's color our photo placeholder to black for now. And we can see that our text is too close to the photo, which is not correct. So select our text frame, right-click, and select Text Frame Options, or hit Command B on Mac or Control B on Windows. In this pop-up, we have a lot of functions, but now we just need the inset spacing. Add 3 mm to the top. Basically, the link together option is already active, so all 4 values will be the same, and since we have the preview mode ticked, we can see our actual modifications as well. If we select our text frame, a thin line will appear at the top, which means there's an inset at the top. Because it is hard to see this below lines, I will show you how to change the color. Select the layer panel, double-click on the layer's name, and in the pop-up window, select a different color. Try the magenta for now. Doesn't seem so good. Let's try another color. By the way, pay attention to avoid clicking on the print layer box, otherwise the layer will disappear. So select another color. Maybe the violet will be fine. Much better. Now start formatting our text. Select all your text, then set the font type to a different one. I will use the Helvetica font with condensed formatting. With this font, our previously typed email is perfectly fits in. If we edit it, for example, from Sam to Samuel, it will break into 2 lines. It doesn't matter, so just leave it for now. Now select the name and set the font size from the default value to 14 points, and the weight to medium. Format our job title too. Set the size to 10 points and the weight to thin condensed. It looks a bit odd. So just change the weight to light condensed. I need a small gap under the job title, so add a few millimeters underneath it. I think 5 millimeters will be enough. Now select our remaining text and reduce the font size to 10 points. We will remove our unnecessary lines. When we are selecting the cell number line, we can see an extra space at the end. How it could be? It's simple. That's not a space. I will show you. From the menu, select Type, Show Hidden Characters. Our hidden characters are now appeared. You can see a mirrored P at each line ending. These are our line breaks, and the spaces are small dots. Now change the trailing character to capital C. If we are deleting the word number, the white space from in front of it will disappear automatically. This is a helpful InDesign feature. Remove the line break character also. Just select it and press the delete key. Now the title cell and the number got into one line. You can edit or remove the address title. By removing our unnecessary lines, we got a lot of space at the bottom. By removing our unnecessary lines, we got a lot of space at the bottom, so enlarge our 5 mm gap to 20 mm. I think, if we align it vertically to the bottom, it will be much better. Just select the selection tool from the left menu, and from the top choose Align Bottom. Add a bit more space at the bottom by right-clicking on our text frame. Choose the text frame options, and set the bottom inset spacing to 3 mm. Almost fine. Select the photo frame, choose the middle top anchor point and set the y-axis value to 6 mm. Align our text frame to the bottom of the photo frame by dragging the middle top point. Because the box resizing, a few of our lines are disappeared. Don't be afraid, InDesign never delete any of your text, so just reduce the gap below of the job title, for example to 15 mm. Remove the black fill from the photo frame, because we have just set it up temporarily. Now it looks pretty cool. Add a thin frame to our photo frame. Select the placeholder object and on the color panel switch to the stroke color and set it to black. On the stroke panel, set the alignment to inside stroke. In case if we would like to create just a few cards, simply select our first page and right-click, then choose Duplicate. Now we have 2 pages with the same content. To check it, select the second page and edit our content. I will change the name to Natalie on our second page. 2 pages with different content but the same formatting. But we would like to do this with the data merge. Remove the second page by selecting it on the page panel and dragging it to the trash can icon. Now start using our variables. Open the data merge panel. From the window menu, Utilities, Data Merge. Click on the top right corner to reach the Data Merge option menu and choose Select Data Source. I have previously created a text file as a database. Just select it and click Open. After InDesign has loaded our database, the name of our variables shown up in the Data Merge window. Each line defines a different variable. The text variables marked with a T in front of it. The image variables marked with a small picture, so you can overview it easily. Now select the Type tool from the toolbar, and select the name without the line break symbol. From the Data Merge panel, choose the name variable. As you can see, the previously entered text has disappeared. That's why we don't need the final datas at the beginning. The new text is our variable name between double chevrons. We need to do the same with all lines. If you've clicked to a different variable by mistake, don't be afraid. You can correct yourself anytime. Also, you can see how many times you've used a variable and on which page. On the right side in the Data Merge panel, you can see the number of that page where you've used it. What about the images? This type of variable can insert into an object, for example into our image box. Select the selection tool in our photo frame box and click on the image variable. You can drag and drop your variable where you would like to use them. After placing the image variable, a dashed border will appear around your box. If we change our view settings by hitting the W button, we can check the final version exactly if we have ticked the preview function in the data merge panel. See, all of our informations are now correctly fitted in automatically. The name, the job title and so on. But check out the pages panel. There are just one page. Click on the right arrow on the data merge panel. The details are now updated. You can check all of your pages if you want. Where the InDesign found an empty line, that variable will be a simply white space. All different values are in the same positions. To check, use the guidelines, pull one down from the horizontal ruler and go forward with the arrow. Whoops, I did something wrong. Never mind, just click the OK. Oh, I remember, I have entered the NA into the images field by mistake. As we can see, all informations are fine. So now export all variables by clicking on the Create Merge Document button on the bottom right corner. In the next pop-up, we can set up a lot of things. For example, we can export just a range or a single record, or use multiple records, tell the InDesign how to align our images, fit the images to frame, or fill the frame, and so on. Now go back to the first tab, check that we will export all of our records, and click OK. Based on my previous error, the wrong NA in the images field, the InDesign let us know that this record occurred an error. Leave this for now, so click continue. This is just an info window, which let us know that there is no overset text was generated while merging data. Now switch our view to typical or high quality view. When the InDesign has finished the merging, a new window was opened, namely our unmerged file name, -1. So now we have two source files. Check the pages panel. The InDesign has created additional pages. The number of the pages is equal with the number of the variables in our database. We have our basic master page as well. So now we have two source files. The first tab is our basic file. The second is the merged one. You can switch between these tabs anytime. And now the final things are to export the PDF and save our files. To export, just hit Command E on Mac or Control E on Windows. In the top we can add a name to our PDF file. I will use id_samples.pdf. This window could be the most important, because here we can spoil everything. You can also select the high quality print preset, between in square parentheses. But, under the marks and bleeds panel tick the bleed and slug checkbox, otherwise your final document will have not any bleed, which is wrong. In another video, I will explain the export settings to you. Now save our both InDesign files. I have almost forgot. If you see any errors, for example a typo, you can edit the text in the merged file, so you don't need to go back at the beginning. Well, good job guys. I hope that this video will help you in the future. If you have enjoyed, please subscribe. You can also request a topic what you are interested in.